Bruh, what's up everybody? It's your boy Jaron Ikner back again with the first video for Star Trek TV at 2020. Hope you guys had a good new year. I took a little vacation, got my mind right, finished some stuff up with school, got some new stuff in the works. But anyways, I was here originally to do a review of the Mac Miller album, but I got completely derailed and sidetracked and hijacked, intercepted by the one and only Eminem, who dropped an album absolutely out of nowhere called Music to Be Murdered By. Now, it's funny because if you check my Facebook page and you follow me on Facebook, I actually predicted that Eminem was going to be dropping his album about 3 months ago on my Facebook page. I said he was going to surprise drop an album. His rollout has already begun. And yeah, we got this. So this album actually came absolutely out of nowhere. It has a star-studded lineup, including Royce da 5'9", Ed Sheeran, Skylar Grey, Black Thought, Q-Tip, Anderson .Paak, Don Toliver, King Crooked, Joel Ortiz, and a Juice WRLD cameo. A very diverse lineup for an Eminem album for sure. Now, what's interesting about this is that when Eminem dropped his verse on the Fat Joe's project, I thought that he was going to be going in a different direction. He was rapping over soul beats. He had some more slowed down kind of storytelling type of rap, conversational rap that I'm a massive fan of when it comes to Eminem. And I really thought that this album was going to be something along those lines, more in that direction. But in fact, it was not. And we got more of the sporadic, kind of random, modern, rapid-fire Eminem that we're known to have over this past generation of hip-hop. And to be honest, to be dead honest about this album is highly inconsistent. To be called Music to Be Murdered By is actually named after the Alfred Hitchcock movie. There are a couple of skits on here that allude to this being a ode to that movie. However, thematically, this album is just not sized up as a package. In fact, I would argue that this album is probably his least cohesive album thematically, even more so than Kamikaze. The songs are just all over the place. There's basically every single type of Eminem that you ever wanted on this album, from, you know, the young abused Eminem with the song he has called Stepdad, to the love-struck, heartbroken Eminem, to the angry Eminem, to the political Eminem, to the trap Eminem. They're all on here. All the different versions of Eminem are on this album. But the problem is that, you know, this album clocks in at 20 tracks. In 2020, we have a 20-track album from Eminem. If you asked me 10 years ago, I'd be like, oh man, that's tight. But the fact that Eminem did not deliver on the cohesiveness and the theme of this album, at least not the way that I received it, I feel like it just fell short. Now, once again, Eminem has good songs on this album. There's a few songs on here that I like. But once again, he bogs it down with too many ideals and being pulled in too many directions. I feel like Eminem is able to focus on one particular theme and stick to it like he does on his earlier projects. Then we would have got something a little bit more cohesive and enjoyable to listen to. But to be honest, I mean, even the beats are all over the place. From him rapping over straight up boom bap, to him rapping over rock, to him rapping over trap. There are no soul samples, which disappointed me, because that's really what I wanted, because I feel like that was the natural evolution of Eminem. I really want Eminem to drop his version of 444. And a song like Darkness, which is a video that's out right now from Eminem, it's indicative of him wanting to go in that direction, but it's almost, there's like a fear there, like he doesn't want to piss off his fans. And I'm sure this album will do numbers. I'm sure it'll go #1, which is kind of upsetting considering that Mac Miller's album's coming out this week, and Eminem did kind of suck up a lot of energy. Hopefully, the reception to Mac Miller's album will help it do the numbers that it needs to do. But all in all, I really think that Eminem, it's really hard for me to really like this album first listen. I'm going to give it some more spins, and maybe I'll give it an even more in-depth review, but this reaction video, I'm going to have to give this album like a 4 out of 10, because it's just too, there's no cohesiveness to this. And Eminem, if you're watching this video, because I know you like to watch these videos, I still mess with you. And I really think that you have to find a way to tell us the story that you've been wanting to tell. Stop catering to all these people, your fans, who don't really give a F about you. We care about your story. That's what I want to hear. And there's glimpses of it here, but there's also too much stuff to come that you have to sort through. Also, I want to point out that Black Thought's verse on here is incredible. And I've never, ever, ever, ever heard that man spit a bad verse ever his entire career. So shout out to Black Thought on that. All the cameos on here are really good. The Juice WRLD cameo is really cool. I really like that he did a song with Juice WRLD, even if it's after his death. This track with Don Toliver is actually really good. It's probably one of my favorite songs on the album overall. The song with Ed Sheeran is tight too. It's actually a really, really dope song. And like I said, there's moments on this album, just like every Eminem album that is out there. There's moments on here, but 20 tracks, it didn't hit the mark on 20 tracks. You probably could have cut this down to 10 tracks and had a really strong album. But hey, it is what it is, and I'm sure this album will do all the numbers, and I'm sure that Eminem is going to dominate for the next couple of months or whatever. But as a Eminem fan that I've been following since day one, he once again misses the mark on presenting something that is part of his story and his journey. I think that's the best way to describe it, because when I think about his earlier albums, they weren't just albums, but they were chapters almost in his life, like chapters that, and you can corner off Eminem's life based off these chapters all the way up to Recovery. And even after Recovery, with the two albums he put out with Revival and Kamikaze, he still was able to lock in a theme. On this album, he attempted almost too hard to go into a theme by throwing in these weird skits that automatically make me want to think about this theme that's not present throughout the album. In other words, if you took the skits off, we probably would have had a better album if you weren't trying to attach it to a theme. It almost would have been better if you just called it Eminem, self-titled. But, I don't know, the songs are all over the place. I'm going to give it another listen, maybe give it another in-depth review. I'm sure that you guys are in the comment section right now telling me how wrong I am about this album, or how right I am. I don't know, but I love you guys. If you guys are here, make sure you subscribe and like the page. We are back for 2020. I'll be back again with Mac Miller's review and a bunch of other reviews and cool stuff too. So stay tuned. Make sure you watch that. Star Trek TV. We love y'all. This is your boy. Peace out.